an example of how, like, folks on our side could be a little bit more curious and stop thinking that we know everything and actually read the other side's stuff and pay attention?
You're right.
Because some of these, there's a book that was a bestseller on the right that none of us have heard of called The Liberty Amendments that goes into this, and you can Google them, but they include a balanced budget amendment, which polls well until people understand that we need the end of Social Security and Medicare and all these other things that we value. They also include putting voter ID in the U.S. Constitution, and they are so radical that they actually include revoking the 17th Amendment. Now, nobody's going to remember what the 17th Amendment is, so I'll just tell you real quick. It was a progressive era victory that let the people directly elect our U.S. senators instead of having them selected by state governments.
Senators used to be appointed.
Exactly. And the state government is the easiest for corporations to capture. And the Koch network knows this, and they've been capitalizing on it, and they now control 30 states. And they're essentially putting a chokehold around progressive policy nationally and in the states at the local level with something called preemption.
So listen to this. According to the Weldon Cooper Center, by 2040, it's only like 20 years away, 8 states will have half the population. And 16, if you add another 8 states, will have 70%. The 16 most populous states will have 70% of the population. 30% of the population will control 68% of the Senate seats, of course, because California, with 40 million people, gets 2 senators, and so does Wyoming with 8 people. So it looks like we're becoming this country where I feel like it's Iraq under Saddam. And the liberals, let me go with me, right? Because the Sunnis were the minority, but they ran the country, right? They were a third of the country, but they were in power. And 2/3 of the country was the Shiites, and they had no power. And we're going to be 2/3 of the country, the liberals, but we're not going to have any power because of the axis of evil of Donald Trump, Rupert Murdoch, and Charles Koch.
And if I may say, they are actually...
What do we do then?
They are quite aware that they are a minority. So I actually quote Charles Koch in the book when he says in 1997, when he's really launching this effort in earnest, he says, since we are greatly outnumbered, the failure to use our superior technology ensures failure. Meaning, they know they are a permanent majority. Repeated historical experience has shown them that the majority of the American people